Hello, I'm Laura Boyd, and welcome to another episode of our podcast, Beatson Talks, the podcast where people open up and share their stories of their life and how it's been affected by cancer. And they're always very open, and it's such an interesting listen and watch. And today is going to be no different because I am delighted to be joined by two lovely sisters, Alison and Michelle. Michelle Holmes. Michelle, it's your story. You were diagnosed with cervical cancer a few years ago. Can you tell me a bit about how that came about?
Well, I had some symptoms, but I went to Google, like we all do.
Everyone on this podcast, every time we're like, don't go to Google, but everyone does it.
We all do.
Yeah.
And that came up that it was menopause. So I put it down to menopause. Oh, right, okay. Well, there's nothing I can do. My husband kept saying to me, but that's not right. You need to go and speak to somebody to try and get help. And I was like, but there's nothing they can do.
What age were you at the time?
43. 42. 42. So I eventually went. My husband moaned. So I eventually went and to maybe get patches or something. And they said to me, okay, you're due a smear, so why don't we do a smear and we'll do your bloods? So that was fine. We did that the week after. Bloods came back clear. And it was the smear that pulled up positive for HPV and abnormal cells. So the camera went in and they seen the mass that was sitting there. She took biopsies and she basically told me there and then.
Gosh, there and then.
There and then.
Wow, my goodness.
I was just
Did
glad.
you expect that?
No. I knew it was obviously cells there.
Yeah.
And my friend had the same. So I'd spoke to her about it and I said, well, I got this letter. And she was like, oh, you'll get them lasered off.
Yeah.
Like, because I had went through it with her.
Yeah.
And she got them lasered off and that was fine. She was okay.
Yeah.
So I had in my head, well, they're just going to laser these off.
Yeah.
But my husband came with me. I'm glad that he came with
Yes.
me because like I was obviously told there and then. And they said, it's going to go really, really quick now. And you'll be sent for scans and more biopsies and things. So we left that hospital and then I just went straight to my mum and my sister, told everybody, and then the ball was kind of rolling with the biopsies.
Yeah.
The biopsies came back as inconclusive, so I had to get more biopsies taken. I got 3 biopsies done individually because they couldn't get it. But eventually they got it. They could see it, they just couldn't get it on paper. So they eventually got it on the paper. And then that's when I was sent for scans and sent to the Beatson. And then the ball was rolling from there. I got my plan. And then my treatment plan, my dates. And then I just did the 7 weeks of chemotherapy, radiotherapy and brachytherapy.
And you make that sound so simple and straight because you're so good at talking about it. But what was going through your head? What was that period like?
It was absolutely terrifying. Even walking into the Beatson terrified me.
Yeah.
So I'd done work myself, and my friend took me in to the Beatson, and I was like, right, you're going to need help here because I can't walk in that place.
Yeah.
So we did help. We did work where we met up and we walked in, we walked up to the wellness Café and made a cup of tea up there. We did a jigsaw, and this was before treatment even started.
Yeah.
This was before anything started.
Because it can be daunting, because we were talking about this in an earlier podcast. It's, when you're going to the Beatson, you know what you're going to the Beatson for. It's a cancer hospital, and it's a huge thing to have to admit and have to face and walk into. But it's an amazing place, thankfully, that helps take some of that away when you walk through the door.
So when I met my consultant, she then referred me to the psychologist team. That's when I met the amazing Heather, who helped me so much. She was assigned to me. So every appointment, like I would walk through the door and she would appear they would buzz her, the team would buzz her, and she would appear. But she helped me before, so she acclimatised me to the machines. She acclimatised me to the areas, which scared me. So she helped me with that. And like the days where I was really unwell going into the place, then she would come out and she would because there was one day I couldn't go in, and it was like week 5, and I couldn't go in, and she came out and got me and walked me in, and got a side room for me to help me, and the staff in the Beatson is absolutely incredible.
Amazing.
What they done for me, like outside the treatment side of it, because the treatment side is crazy. The care is different league, complete different league, even down to the porters. When I was taken from my brachytherapy, and you're taken to theatre, you're taken to scans, like constantly throughout the day. It's like the 2 days you're here, there, and everywhere. So the porters are with you quite a lot. And in some hospitals the porters don't talk to you. Not in the Beatson. These guys are gab a minute.
That's what you need though. The distraction is good,
and they're proper like chatting to you.
I love that.
And you it's not what I expected. But these porters were amazing. So even from the consultants to the porters,
everyone
incredible.
was amazing.
And everywhere in between.
And I think what you've said there is really interesting, because that's something we've not really spoken about before, is that there are people to help you get over that fear.
100%.
That's a massive thing to help you, because you don't think of that. You think, it's somewhere I'm just going to have to go, but it can be so daunting. There's so many rooms with people in them, and all that kind of thing.
I didn't know what to expect. Also, I obviously did all my research, and Alison does a lot of research, so she was like, and my husband Colin, he does a lot of research. So between us all, everybody was trying to keep me right, and everybody was trying to say, right, well, this is going to happen now, and which I appreciated, because I can't have surprises. I need to know. So these people that were helping me acclimatise to the building, to the machines, to the room, and exactly what was going to happen. I mean, I couldn't, when I got acclimatised to chemo, when they've a big long corridor, I don't know if you've been in it, a big long corridor to the chemo area, and I got halfway to down the corridor, and I stopped.
You froze.
My legs wouldn't take me in. So my chemo nurse then got me a side room. So I used a side room, and I didn't go in to the chemo place, the chemo room, which I appreciated so much, because that I couldn't. My legs just wouldn't take me in.
It took away that stress for you.
I knew that I was going in on a Monday morning, and I knew that I was going into that side room. Didn't need to see anybody else. It was just me and Colin in that side room.
And I think that is something that's so important, is that everybody's journey's different with it. So it is great that they're able to kind of adapt and help you, because it's such a stressful thing anyway. So anything they can do to alleviate any stress is massive, isn't it?
Definitely. And no matter what I said, if I had an issue or they were on it, I had to get a PICC line in. My nurses were arranging that for me, arranging my sedation, getting that done, because they couldn't cannulate me. So my chemo nurse dealt with everything for me and got me in very quickly to get my PICC line done. And these things really do help. They help, and the PICC line was a godsend. Once it was in, it was an absolute godsend.
All these things that can make a massive difference. And Alison, you're, from the other side, the family going through it, the sister going through it. What was that like for you?
It was really, really hard.
I think we hear a lot from the patients, and we say this a lot as well. You're almost like you have to go through it, so you're having to deal with it. But it can be so difficult for the family, because you're a step removed, and you just want them to be.
But the patient is in a bubble.
Yes.
So you're like, see, when I was doing that, I wasn't this sounds really terrible. I wasn't thinking about anybody else.
Yeah.
I just had to get through what
For
I
you.
had to get through.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they went through.
Yeah.
And I I don't know what my
It's
mum
not, you
and
don't need to know though, because you were just dealing with that as
yeah.
a total aside.
Yeah.
And the most important thing was to get her through on a daily basis, and we took everything day by day by day.
Yeah.
I mean, it was 7 weeks, but that was 7 weeks of absolute. I mean,
It felt like forever.
It was. It felt like forever, and there was just so much involved. It was every single day. You know, there was something on. There was always a phone call. Even before we got to the treatment, there was
Yeah.
always a phone call that she was waiting on, and you know,
Results.
everything. There was just so much build up, and then into the treatment, and it was every single day, and it was. I mean, me and Colin, it must drove her crazy, but we just literally sat every night when we come in from a treatment. Right, okay, that's day 2 done. That's day 3, and we were just all about the numbers.
Yeah,
and she was just like, "Oh my God, will you stop talking about numbers?" But that's how me and Colin kind of dealt with it.
That's how you coped with it. Yeah,
and it was just ticking it off.
Yeah,
and every day got a cross on the calendar, and it was just another one done.
Yeah, and how we see you proudly both there in your Beatson t-shirts. So, for the family point of view, Alison, how important was the Beatson?
Massively, really massively. Like I've been in many a hospital. I've never walked into a hospital that doesn't feel like a hospital though. It just doesn't feel, it's got a totally different feel about it. Just the amount of, like the motto is love, care, hope. And you actually feel that as soon as you walk in the place.
Yeah.
It is amazing. Like anybody in a yellow t-shirt has always got a massive smile on their face. They're always there. Anything that you need them to do, you know, they'll go above and beyond. To help you. The hub's there to, you know, if you needed to pop in, even sit down just for 5 minutes. You know, there's just always so many people. And Michelle actually would never go to the cafe. She hated the cafe.
Did you? Why?
It was just, that's where I got treated.
Yeah.
So like even now I still get
flashbacks.
Yeah, I don't really like it.
She'll come in sometimes.
Yeah.
But we would never go to the cafe. Like, you know, lots of people go to the cafe and they'll maybe have their lunch after their treatment, or you know, they'll sit and have
a pre-treatment. That's my favourite.
Tea or whatever. Before, Michelle was just like, we're in and we're out. We're not missing.
And everyone deals with it differently. So I think that's completely fine. Michelle, how was it for you having your husband and Alison and maybe other family members and stuff rally around you? How important was their love and support? It sounds like they were amazing.
Yeah, I couldn't have done it without the people around me.
Yeah.
Because they kept me going. You know, Alison would come in, and so Alison and Colin would split it. So they weren't doing it all themselves.
We had a schedule.
You had I wrote a going.
You sound so organised.
I wrote a going that they had their days where they would come in. So Colin would go to work and Alison would come in and she would get me up. She would, you know, make sure I had a shower, get me dressed, and make sure I'd eat. You know, she would come in and she would be like, right, what do you want today? And she would go to Marks and Spencer's and get me something that I possibly want.
Yeah.
I never normally ate it.
But at least it was
but
on
it was
offer.
there. It was there, and if there was something, I go, I really want crunchy nut cornflakes, then she'd go and get me crunchy nut cornflakes. You know, there was always something that I might go, I really fancy that. They would always just go and get it.
But you never knew what she was going to want, and she would never tell you in advance either. So I would just have to go like
guess.
I'd be like, right, okay, so what am I buying out of the wee Marks and Spencer's picky bits today? You know, just something that might tempt her to eat.
A wee M&S treat always feels good. I
She
think
never
that's
ever ate. Like she ate very, very little during her treatment. So we were always like trying to get just something into her, just to see anything that would take her fancy. Because our stomach was just so bad during treatment.
Where are you at now, Michelle? How are you doing?
I'm all good.
Good.
I get checked every 6 months.
Yeah.
But at this moment in time, I'm clear.
Excellent
which
news.
is amazing.
Yeah.
So, yep, I'm due to be checked in March. So it's every 6 months. March and September is my 2 dates where I go and get fully checked out to make sure everything is
in order.
all tip-top shape.
What were some of those initial symptoms that you mentioned when you said, you thought it could be menopause? Or is it for anyone listening that's maybe...
Yeah, night sweats, bleeding, quite heavily bleeding and a lot of pain. My moods were up and down, like crazy up and down.
Yeah.
I would snap for no reason. I think that was mostly it, those three.
It's just so difficult, isn't it? Because that is,
so
before your period, that's perimenopause. There's so many boxes that it comes under.
I would just bleed random times and it'd be really, really heavy. And I would never, ever bleed heavy. So I was like, well, this is a bit of a change.
Yeah.
But see if you do Google menopause symptoms and cervical cancer symptoms, they're exactly the same.
Yeah.
So that is a bit of a sticky situation there.
Especially when you're in your 40s, and that's something that you're almost expecting. You maybe not expect that if you're younger, but when you're in your 40s, you're kind of looking
You're waiting for that.
You're looking out for these things to actually start the change.
So you would say, I guess, your husband was great in that and pushing you for
he kept moaning and moaning, and I'm like, Colin, it's just menopause, like they're not going to be able to do anything.
But thank goodness they did. So.
It just, the worrying factor for me that my blood's come back clear.
Yeah.
So, that was, and my GP was great because when I went in and told her the symptoms and she said to me, but what do you think this could be? And I was like, well, it's menopause.
Yeah.
And she never took that as gospel. Like she was like, okay.
It's always better to get it checked, isn't it?
Okay, let's just check these things first.
Yeah.
So if she'd have said, yeah, you're right, it would have been a different story.
Yeah.
Because I was sitting at stage 2B. So any longer, that could have been a different story for me.
Yeah. So
the GP was great in that sense that
she pushed.
She didn't just go, yeah, you're totally right.
Yeah.
Your age, your symptoms, yeah, that's plausible.
She got you checked.
She did her checks, which I am grateful for that sense.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Yeah.
So glad. And it's lovely to see you both sitting here today. And I know you do so much work now for the Beatson and Alison.
Well, Alison does.
I was going to say, I think Alison volunteers for every single thing.
Not quite.
How has that been, getting involved?
It's been amazing. It's been amazing. It was one of the things that when Michelle was getting her treatment, and you just see all the yellow T-shirts, and I just had a real sense of wanting to give back for everything that they had done to help her.
Yeah.
So various things over the last couple of years I've been involved in.
Tell me about some of them.
Bucket collections. I've done Transmit. Bucket collections at the Edinburgh Sessions, which was excellent, standing at the gate.
Oh, that's a good one.
Actually trying to get money off of people, and people are like, oh, I've not got any money. And well, I've got a card machine here. I've done events at the Kings, bucket collections again at the Kings. I've done ladies' lunches with taking out the retail stall, like selling all our lovely Beatson products.
And they do have amazing products.
Yes, we do have lovely, lovely gifts. Which I am often sporting. I normally wear my wee Beatson scarf, or my mum's got stuff, Michelle's got. I'm always taking a wee video.
Got the keep cup, the wee tart keep cup.
What do you want out the shop today? The run up to Christmas, I do the shop as well, so I help with that. So
you do the Christmas events as well.
Yeah, I've done lots of various
selling raffle tickets.
Yes.
Has that been rewarding?
Yeah,
to you?
very much so. And I'm all about the money. So I'm all about how much money have we got in today. So when I'm doing the shop, it's like, right, okay, I need to beat last week's target. Like, what did I get last week? What am I getting in this week? How much stock have I sold?
Well, I'm there on Tuesday, so if you're there, I'll come back and add to your profits.
Yes, come and see me. But
do you find
it's been amazing.
When you're out and about and people see the yellow T-shirts or the buckets, do people quite often want to share their stories?
Yes.
Because everyone, certainly in Glasgow, west of Scotland,
they know you.
Yeah.
They know you. And like so many times, I mean, people come up to me and they say, like, they just start telling your stories, and the next thing you know, I'm in floods of tears and they're in floods of tears and you're giving each other a cuddle, and it's just lovely. And sometimes you hear really sad stories, and sometimes you hear really, really happy stories as well. So it's just the whole combination of it is just so rewarding, and people they want to tell you. They want to tell you what their experience is, and it's generally like, even if it's a sad story, they've had a positive experience from the Beatson and from the Beatson Cancer Charity.
Yeah. And everyone wants to give as well. It always amazes me,
Yes.
you know, when we do the big walk and things, people just, they want to donate, even people that don't have much at all, because they have had such an impact on a loved one, and that is so nice. And Michelle, you've done your own bit. You've been involved in the Strictly.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Yes. Well, I've got arthritis and I've got hip replacements. So see all of these things, you know, the 10Ks and all these walks and everything that a lot of people do, I can't do.
Yeah.
So I was wanting to try and find something that I can do.
Yeah.
So I thought, let's get involved. Let's see how I can get involved in this. So this 2025 was my first year doing it, and I was given a team, and it was great. I really, really enjoyed it. We raised a lot within the team. That night raised an awful lot, didn't it?
I think you as independently, you were 10,000.
We were 13,000.
13,000
keep you
as
right
a
on
team.
That. That's amazing though. That's
13,000
so good.
were with our team. So yeah, raised a lot. It was an amazing night, and I'm ready to do it all again this year.
I know, that's very exciting.
Yeah, it's just something that I can do.
Yeah.
Like I say, I can't do a lot of other things.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, I can do that. I can teach people to dance and I can do it. So
was it nice to watch them? And you know, it's such a kind of glitzy event. It's lovely, but was it nice to be there and be like, look how far I've come. Look at what I'm able to do now. At a time, there was probably a time where you were like, am I going to be here? You know, that those kind of thoughts that we all get.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And you know, being all dressed up, and I mean, I was dressed as John Travolta, mind you.
Wow, I need to see the pictures of
Wig and all.
Oh, excellent.
But yeah, you know, getting there that day, and then being all dressed up and getting out there and just having like the biggest party. We had such an amazing night.
Yeah.
You know, like there was a time where I was too tired to get out of my bed. Like I couldn't literally walk down the stairs because I didn't have the strength or energy.
Yeah.
So to go from that to that is big.
Yeah.
It was big
so
for me
good.
to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And it did help me build my strength back up as well, because I was there every single week training with these people and getting my fitness back and my strength. So yeah, no, it helped me get back on track.
What have you, if anything, been able to take from this whole experience, from the cancer diagnosis, which is, you know, the worst thing, nobody wants to hear it, to where you are now? What do you think you've kind of learned from it?
That's a really hard question.
I guess you're embracing life again.
Yeah, I probably see things a wee bit differently.
Yeah.
And we did speak about this, didn't we? Because we were like, I wonder how I'm going to be after all of this, and you know how life is going to be after this, because it does change.
Yeah.
It does change your life.
Yeah.
And there was a time where, like, every day after treatment, I did a lot of courses and, you know, therapy sessions to try and build me back up again. And the one thing that kept coming up was your new normal. And I didn't understand your new normal. I was like, but I'm not going to have a new normal. I'm just going to go back to normal.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand. But I worked through that and I get it. I'm not the same. And that's okay.
Yeah.
You know, this is my new normal. I'm still navigating the new normal. And I think I'll still be navigating that for a wee while, I would say. Because there's still things that come up. There's still triggers.
Yeah.
That the trauma's still there.
Yeah.
But I work through it.
Yeah.
And I always come out the other side. So yeah, I think a wee bit differently now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't take things so seriously anymore. I don't think but that's okay. Like if something happens, I'm like, that's okay.
Yeah, life goes on.
Yeah, I think, well, for me, having watched Michelle, I think I'm much more I don't take things, like little things don't seem to bother me as much anymore. And, you know, there can people, just very small example, somebody cancelled on a lunch with me and I'm like, that does not matter.
Yeah.
That absolutely does not matter anymore, because do you know what? There's much bigger things to fry.
Yeah.
You know, there's these little things are just incidentals now.
Yeah.
There's just so many other bigger things to worry about. So you worry less, I think.
Yeah.
I think with Michelle, she picks and chooses what she wants to do now as well.
100%. Yeah, that is a good one.
Whereas she used to just say yes to everything.
Yeah.
And now
if I don't want to do it, I won't do it.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to get like that, Michelle.
And she's also very clear. No, sorry, I'm not doing it.
Good, I like that. Abrupt, straight to the point.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, no, definitely. I forgot about that. Yeah, I do that.
And these are all positive things that both of you can take out of what was, I guess, one of the most traumatic times.
Yeah, it really
if
was.
not the traumatic time of your life. Has it brought you closer to, I mean, you seem super close anyway, but has it brought you even closer together?
Yeah, no, definitely. It has. Like we talk practically every day now, and probably didn't do that before. So yeah, I guess we share that time.
Yes. Yeah.
That hard time together. And we did share it together. It was like practically just the three of us that did everything. There was a couple of different people that did help. Yeah. But it was basically Colin and Alison that did everything for me. They were there at every appointment. They took me everywhere that I wanted to go, or I needed to go, should we say. There was no question. It was like, yeah, I'll be there. Yeah. There was no, oh wait, I'll need to wait and see if I can make that. No, they were there. They were there. And that's so important to have that, to alleviate that stress of side of things as well.
When Michelle was dancing at the Strictly, me and Colin were just like
so proud.
Just so proud.
Oh. That's so lovely.
It was lovely. It was lovely to see.
Well, thank you so much for both sharing your story today, and thank you so much for all you do for the Beatson. I need to come to the Strictly.
Absolutely do.
Not to dance, just to watch.
It's an amazing event.
Remember, we don't shake buckets.
Oh, do you not?
We hold buckets.
Oh, hold buckets, right? Okay, we'll hold buckets, right? Not shake them. But listen, thank you so much for everything, and and you're amazing, and long may it all continue. We'll see you on that dance floor.
Absolutely.
And I'll be there supporting. I don't dance. I'm just the clap.
You're the clap. That's fine. That's still important. That's very important. Michelle and Alison, lovely to meet you.
Thank you so
much.
very much for inviting us over.
Thank you.
And if you want to hear more stories like Michelle and Alison's, or find out about the great work that the Beatson does, then you can visit beatsoncancercharity.org. I'll see you next time.